Amables amigos, the boys are back. We are back with another episode. Return. We're finally back of the Club Lucha Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Foos, alongside Float and Soups. How are y'all this evening?
I feel like Gallo Lagunero.
Obviously, this is the Club Lucha Podcast. We are not deadlocked. That bit it's a good bit. The boys are back in town is a really good bit to start an episode.
Is that a deadlock? Is that what that is?
I think so. Soups, would you consider it a deadlock bit?
I don't know. I don't watch. That's also a deadlock bit.
I don't know the bits as well, I think, but that one I do know.
It might be a file under fire bit.
The file under fire bit, they have a really good bit where they have
the email. Or
they have
what's
this awesome copyrighted music to start the episodes. I was asking them about it today, actually. How do y'all do that? And they just told me there's a certain length you have to cut it to where it's okay. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to do that. We'll probably just do a regular intro like always. But if we could get away with it, if they wouldn't strike us, we would definitely have an awesome intro.
It was going to strike us down.
Unless, somebody could, a listener, a kind, gifted listener, could make us a little stinger at the start to play us in, but obviously, no, we don't expect that. We don't expect anyone to some hard work for free. Artists need to be paid and all that good stuff. So, it's more of a joke. Don't actually make one if you're listening. We would appreciate it, but don't do it.
We could have the canonical CMLL experience and just have the loud as hell Atlantis Junior music just right away.
Oh yeah, we can use some. They do royalty free music. We can use some of theirs.
It has to be a library that they subscribe to, and if we can find it, we can use it. We can use the same song.
In a humble bundle or something.
Oh, we'll use Los Depredadores theme.
Yes, the good one.
Yeah. We'll have that. Yeah, we'll have that star, or we'll have a Magia Blanca shitty Enter Sandman ripoff.
The Enter Sandman ripoff. We need to contact the guy who made Esfinges music and ask him if we can use it in our episode.
Or the guy that made Euphoria theme.
Or the guy who made Templario's theme.
Oh yeah.
That would be crazy nice. But
I think I could probably find them on Instagram, honestly, pretty easily.
Hey man, can we use this theme song for Templario for our podcast?
We don't make any money. We don't make any money, so yeah.
We can't pay you, but you can listen to the podcast if you want.
Listen to the podcast, and we'll tell people to go check out your stuff.
Yeah, we'll put you on for our limited audience.
It's like how they do in indie lucha shows. We'll give you free publicity.
Oh man. Anyways, we are back, and a lot has happened since our last episode. A lot has happened. Almost too much for one episode.
That's true.
Yeah, we're gonna try our best to fit as much as we can in here.
IWRG had some pretty big stuff.
Yeah, the biggest news that I can think of is
Rey del Ring 2025.
It's all related to IWRG, so.
It kind of is. They became the number 2 promotion in Mexico.
Yeah. Oh, in case you haven't heard, I think we'll lead with this, obviously, since this is the biggest story of one of the biggest stories of the last month. AAA has been bought out by the WWE. If you have not heard, you probably don't follow WWE very much or AAA very much, which would be an interesting combination to be listening to this podcast and also not following either one of those at all. But
what do you mean? There's so many Twitter fans that follow AAA.
Yeah.
It is possible. Oh, yeah, One thing about that, though, actually, now that you mention that, just to get that out of the way really early, a lot of AAA fans are not on Twitter. I would say most of the Lucha fans, CML, Twitter, indie Luchas, most of their fans are, like you said, they're like in Meta. They're like in Facebook, Instagram, Threads, WhatsApp. Yeah, WhatsApp. So that's if you ever wonder why I don't ever, why don't I ever see AAA fans on Twitter? There are some, but I think the majority, like all of like the more casual kind of
It's meta.
Yeah, they're all on Meta. They're all on IG. They're definitely all on IG because they be in those comments strong. Like
they be murdering each other on there, bro. They be saying some really mean stuff.
Yeah, they kill at each other in those comments. But yeah, the WWE they bought AAA. What we know about it so far, we can put that together here. It was bought 51% by the WWE, 49% by a company named Philip, right? FILIP.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So it's they own 51%. They own the majority of it. Alongside this Philip company is like a Mexican company, and you can find more information about it.
$5. I want to become an owner.
Yeah, we could have been investors, but no, I think they do a variety of things, right? I don't recall exactly what they specialize in, but there is a Super Luchas podcast with Ernesto Campo and I don't remember what the other guy's name. If you know it, help me out there. But they do a series of podcasts and they talk a little bit more about it. Or you could read about it also in the very regular
Lucha blog write-up.
Yeah, the very regular Lucha blog write-up. And that one is, you can just go on his website and you'll find it. You just have to look through, scroll down, search for it. And if you're subscribed to the Observer newsletter, I think Dave Meltzer writes about it as well. But I think he gets a lot of...
You're just playing it because you have the membership.
Look. I wanted to say this, though. This was the butt to that statement. A lot of what Dave Meltzer writes in the Observer is like you can read it a few days earlier when Lucha Blog publishes it first, because it's like Lucha Blog is credited, Cubs fan is credited in the Observer.
Man, I read no goddamn Dave Meltzer Wrestling Observer newsletter.
Like if you read it
just to read up some early news on AAA and WWE, I'm good.
And if you do follow those, the best way I think. You don't have to. The best way is just follow Cubs fan, and he has a good write-up. Yep. Follow Ernesto Campo.
Cubs fan and Roy. They have the best write-ups.
Yeah.
And Ernesto Campo. But that's mainly if you can speak Spanish.
Yeah.
He's in Spanish, right?
Yeah. Sometimes he'll tweet in English, but it's usually when he's replying to somebody. But a lot of the details are there as well. We'll try and... So if we miss any, you can go through, read, and see what they're talking about. When you guys first heard about it, let's get this out of the way. When you guys first heard about, you saw the news, AAA has been acquired by WWE. What were y'all thinking? Your first impressions, what was going through your head?
Dog, I was at the gym, bro. I was rowing, and then like between my break for my next set, I checked Twitter real quick, and I was like, what the fuck? I saw that WWE bought AAA and I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, just like that weird feeling of like, not that fucking wrestling really matters in life, but like that feeling of like a little bit of like despair of like such an important promotion essentially becoming a feeder for the biggest promotion in the world. And just that doom feeling that kind of happened in the UK.
Yeah.
And just kind of rearing its ugly head again, just in Mexico, somewhere that deserves it a lot less than the UK does to have their scene die.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The more time has gone on, though, I guess we'll get into this. The more things seem like they'll be okay with CMLL not really flinching at all. Maybe they should flinch a little bit, but they seem completely okay with it. So I feel like we should be too.
We'll talk about it in detail soon, but
for sure.
I was IWRG will be fine for anyone wondering. Like IWRG will be, just like TNA, they'll be around forever.
They can survive anything.
Exactly.
I was gonna say for me, I think I was out. It was like Saturday, right? Because it was like
I think
before WrestleMania,
before NXT or after or something, because they announced the pay-per-view, worldwide pay-per-view, and then they're like, oh wait, we actually own this whole shit now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they posted it. I think you should probably ask Gio. He's the big NXT viewer.
Look, when I remember now, I think I was out to eat, and when they first posted the Worlds Collide stuff, first I felt very vindicated because we had been talking about this like
a lot
for a minute, like a minute.
I thought it was just like they're finally collabing, you know? That's what I thought.
It was about damn time for that to happen. Yeah,
because that was like I mean, basically it felt like an open secret, like, you know. Ever since the rumors came out that WWE was looking for partners in Mexico and Puerto Rico, that they were it was gonna be AAA because by that point CMLL was already partnering with AEW.
Yeah, and Conan was already trying to get into bed with.
Conan wearing the Judgment Day T-shirt, like
all these little fun little clues that. I mean,
no subtlety.
Yeah, so we were all like, well, okay, they finally said it, like they are moving forward with this, right? And then, like you said, like 2 hours later, 3 hours later, maybe not even that much later, maybe an hour later.
I think it was like 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes to an hour later.
They were like, yeah, we've acquired AAA. I was stunned. I'm not gonna lie, because I was like, now wait a minute. Okay. In my head, the things that I remember at this time were didn't think they were going to buy them. I did not expect to just be an outright purchase like that. But B, I was like, because, you know, there had been rumors that they were looking for an investor, right? And like, AAA, you know, they're looking for an investor, and like. You guys remember this too. They had been cutting back on expenses and stuff. They weren't using who's that announcer? Savinovich? Hugo Savinovich?
Hugo.
Yeah.
They weren't using him. They'd used him like for one last Triple Mania, I think, and then they put out like a statement or something, or he put out a statement that was like he's not going to be working for them, you know, for more events for the rest of the year or something. And then obviously, like we had heard already about Lucha Titlan, which a lot of people don't really mention when talking about AAA. Maybe because they didn't know about it or they weren't paying attention, but we obviously knew that Lucha Titlan did not go the way that AAA wanted it to, and did not make the money, I think, that they were expecting it to, right? But with all that being said, it was very like, I don't know. It kind of made me think like things were bad, but were things that bad? Like,
yeah,
selling.
Lucha Titlan probably fucked them up that badly.
Yeah, and they've come out since and said, oh, you know, it wasn't about the money. We had money and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, I understand that.
And then Conan,
but at the same time, you know, like the company is sold, I guess, and they're kind of framing it of a sale as kind of like, oh, you know, this is like a strategic sale to, you know, grow the brand even further. And I get it, but also like it did kind of make me feel worried because of all the stuff from like the year prior, just like, you know, cutting back and all that. And I was like, okay. Times must have still been at least a little rough, I guess, to have to sell, but
yeah.
100% it has to be rough, especially like selling to TKO, like a publicly traded company that, as we see with WWE and the UFC, they expect like that year after year growth, and they'll just cut people willy-nilly. Yeah. So you think like AAA doesn't mean shit to them.
Yeah. And that's actually a conversation that I wanted to have when we were discussing this episode too, is well, I guess we'll get to that here in a bit, since we're still on a different train of topic here. No, it was just about like cutting costs, and you know how TKO is doing that, but how I feel like they might not be as aggressive on cost cutting with AAA at first, and I think there's a reason for that, but we'll talk about that in a bit. But like you said, Soups, like like they were drawing really. I mean, they were still drawing pretty well with the Origen and
selling out some shows. Yeah,
the Vampiro retirement stuff. It was selling really well, and all that stuff was selling really well. But
Vampiro's a bigger draw than Cena, man.
Look, the Vampiro retirement. People are saying the Vampiro retirement is going a lot better than the Cena would.
It is.
But yeah, like it still kind of made me feel like, damn, like, you know, they were trying to get out of this, like, you know, Lucha Titan, especially with as much, you know, as we heard about that, and that was probably a big investment. I don't think they were solo in that investment, but I would assume they put in some good money.
They put
into
in
that.
a lot. They put like 6 figures, probably plus, into that.
Yeah, so
Like it was a lot of money.
Not nothing, yeah.
And Dorian was just trying to, you know, wipe his hands, clean off that entire mess.
yeah, so they do belong to WWE now. From what we know, they don't have all of the video library because Televisa owned a lot of, I think maybe before 2000 and what, 2000 and something. I don't know. So a lot of the classic AAA stuff.
I think Roy specified on Twitter.
Yeah, he was able to
Yeah.
bring that up. And I also, something else that was pretty interesting is that that classic AAA, you know, like 92 to like 95, 93, 95. A lot of that is actually considered like a different, because that was when they were more so owned by Televisa, right? And it was just kind of,
I think so.
it wasn't like Antonio Peña promotions. That was like after 95, I think. I learned about that on that Super Luchas podcast. They were talking about it. Yeah.
Nice.
Interesting stuff. I always knew it. I mean, I knew at some point Televisa kind of like pulled back on it, but I didn't know it was specifically 95. So that's cool. But I feel like I'm losing my train of thought. I'm just talking here.
Let's talk about some of the names now.
Yeah, we can talk about who's sticking around, right? Do you have that list, Flo, or do you remember?
I remember some of the names. So obviously, off the top of the list, we have, you know, the worst world champion right now in wrestling, El Hijo del Vikingo. Give me a moment. I'm still processing Alberto's loss.
Oh man, big Alberto fan.
Nah, man, what they did to Big Patron was dirty.
I don't know if I can follow this bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I was gonna say.
Okay. It's a joke.
There's a musical video package on Dynamite right now.
Yeah, I saw it too. Made me feel better.
So Vikingo, Laredo Kid, you know, everyone's favorite pin eater in TNA.
Oh man.
Octagon Jr. This is gonna be the second favorite pin eater of everybody in TNA soon. Mr. Iguana. Very surprising, but Dalis, you know.
That was incredibly surprising.
Yeah, Dalis was on. Wasn't La Hiedra on that list too?
I don't remember if La Hiedra was on there.
La Hiedra might have been on that list, but just horrible. I believe initially Niña Hamburguesa was also on that list, but he's not featured on the Worlds Collide show. The new La Parca was also on that list, I believe. And you know, a few other names like Pagano, you know. Then, you know, as everything was going wrong, Psycho Clown decided, you know what, I'm gonna do more indies, I'm gonna do more international indies, but as soon as WWE buys them, he decides to come back. So yeah, Psycho Clown, Aerostar, you know. Then later, you know, a few other names were listed, you know, or at least were announced that we know for sure sticking around now because they're on the Worlds Collide show.
For sure.
Just horrible.
The most shocking name on the list, I think you would agree, is Dalis. Like,
Probably.
of all the, like, you know, AAA does not have the strongest women's division. And I think they themselves have, you know, Latin had that controversy, last year, where he was talking about
was being facts, bro.
Yeah, he was talking about, you know, the AAA women's division needs to train more. They need to, you know, get in the gym more and, you know, like get in the ring more, basically. And there's a big pushback to that. But I mean, like, I think he brought it up again recently. Somebody, Fabi think maybe
Yeah,
Fabio
yeah.
Pacha talked about it on his podcast as well, saying that they need to train more, and how Latin got in trouble for saying all that. That being said, though, there are some good, luchadoras in AAA. They're just not.
Who would you say is the most surprising that you think didn't get picked up? Like, you're surprised that they didn't get picked up at all?
They didn't get picked up at all.
Yeah, or like as so far we haven't had any announcements of like them being picked up.
In the
Who would
women's
you say is probably the
division,
most surprising? No, not women's
Probably-
division, just
oh.
overall in AAA.
I had one for the women's division. Let me give my women's division
Oh.
first.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I figured Lady Shani would get picked up, just because she's, I guess, one of the more unique.
Yeah.
Masks, looks very marketable. I thought maybe Lady Shani would get picked up at least before the Alice. I mean, really, I thought anybody would
Yeah.
get picked up before the Alice. But in terms of like AAA as a whole,
I think we'd probably all have a similar answer.
Fiscal,
Fiscal, yeah, like
Fiscal,
Yeah.
yeah.
he's
Especially since
huge.
he's basically like the main character of AAA's second biggest storyline right now.
Fiscal, absolutely, because like he's huge too. Like every time we talk about him, I have to say this. I
He's
saw him in real
6'1".
life. Yeah, he's really big, and not just like height. Like he's like really built, like very very muscular. Like kind of like the kind of guy who WWE would probably scout. I mean, they'd probably make him take his mask off in the past. If he had to have gone through the NXT system before they bought AAA, he'd be the type of guy that they would want. But like, you have to unmask
Yeah.
first. But
Oh, how could I forget? They also got Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr.
yeah, they did get Dr. Wagner Jr.
Damn.
But he has to keep his mask. So
As far as for now.
I hope so. For good. But yeah, Fiscal. How about you? Who do you think? Do you agree with Fiscal? You got somebody else in mind?
Yeah. No, I think Fiscal was probably the biggest shocker to me. Fiscal and problem, I guess second answer could be like the new Taurus, maybe.
Mm.
I could see WWE liking a character like that.
Yeah.
And for
Did
the
they
women,
say anything about
maybe
Abismo Negro
that's
Jr.?
As far as we know, they haven't mentioned him. Well, he's only been announced for Triple Mania Regia, and that's it.
Mm. See, yeah, he would be somebody else too, I think, because like he has a lot of guys he trains, doesn't he?
Uh-huh. It's like, and WWE loves imposter gimmicks, so it's like they can pick that one up, but no.
Yeah. Oh my God. Something that I always like forget, like that it just keeps going past me every time, is they own all of these gimmicks now. They own all of these
that's
trademarks.
insane.
Yeah. They own Abismo Negro. Like Abismo Negro is theirs. La Parca is theirs. Psychosis, I think it might be theirs too, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
Alebrije, I think they own Alebrije.
What about Octagon?
Yeah, Octagon. They might. I don't know if they do own Octagon or they.
Octagon versus TKO is about to be the greatest, the greatest battle in law history.
Dude, the People's Soldier.
What's Lady Flamer's status? Is she a
I
part of
think
this, or is she a freelancer?
It's because the way that AAA worked, like we know that like they only had like 5 people under like actual contracts.
Mhm.
The other ones
yeah.
were basically like a handshake and milkshake. So
Shaking a milkshake. I've never heard that before.
Did you just make that up?
yeah,
Those beasts.
That's bars.
Crazy, dude. A handshake y un licuado, bro.
Oh, dude.
but yeah, that's what. So I really doubt that. I'm assuming that she probably wasn't under a contract. I'm assuming the only people that were under contract were obviously like El Patron, Vikingo maybe. I know Pagano was announced as a freelancer, so I don't think he was under contract. Maybe Psycho Clown, but his situation was also weird.
Because like she's pretty good in my opinion, at least like from what I've seen. Is she still Reina de Reinas champion?
Yes, she
too?
is.
Yeah,
Who knows if for long though? Like who knows? She might lose it to
knows.
Dalis because that's
she might lose
that's
it to
the match.
Dalis.
Yeah.
She might lose it to Yedra. Oh, let's not talk about their current tag champs. Oh
No,
boy.
Sol Ruka's gonna show up and beat her for it or something.
Oh man.
Sol Ruka. Oh, let's not. Whenever we get into the talk about Worlds Collide and Triple Mania Regia, just wait until what WWE might plan on doing, or WWE/AAA might plan on doing.
Oh man.
You know what I'm talking about.
God, there's a lot. They. One thing I was gonna say, Soups, is when you said she's decent. It's hard to know because they barely. I mean,
They put her against Dalis,
Yeah.
bro.
yeah,
That match was awful.
they barely give a lot of the women. They barely give them like the time to actually shine, so they never get the
Mhm.
reps. So it's like we can't. You can't base like. Well, you can base, but like the work that you're going to be watching is going to be like a very small pool. It feels like.
Yeah, honestly, like I think
Not
the
very
only
good.
match where I felt like I could evaluate her was when she was at a Vancouver indie, and that's like pathetic.
Isn't that her only defense?
No, she defended against Dalis.
Yeah,
Oh.
and yeah, at a Vancouver indie, which I don't know if that was an official defense, but they did say it was for the title.
There you go. 2 defenses.
Yeah,
Maybe 3. I can't
the
remember.
whitest Lucha Libre show you'll ever see.
Okay, she actually just defended here recently.
Oh yeah, she did. She defended against. I don't remember.
She did not
She's had it
defend.
for like 17 years. It feels like.
Yeah, so she won the title. I remember when she won the title. I was watching it. When she was facing Taya. She was facing Taya Valkyrie.
Oh yeah.
This was August 12th, 2023. She faced Fabi Apache. 1 year later, on August 17th, 2024. No defenses between that. And then she faced Jessica Troy in
Is that from the
Australia.
Vancouver show?
No, that's
Oh.
the Vancouver show's not even on Cage. So there's an additional one here for Soups. And then that was like a month later in 2024. And then she didn't defend until March of this year. She beat Dalis and then she beat Keita. So
Oh wait, the Keita match was the title? Oh, I didn't even know that the Keita match was a title defense. I thought that was just a normal 1-on-1.
yeah, so feels like
Yeah,
not that many
cool reign, I
defenses.
guess.
Yeah, but a lot of Lucha titles aren't defended that much. We can look at a lot of the CMLL titles too. I mean, I don't think. But Xelxes has how many defenses?
Like 5,
Not many.
because she
So-
defended against Reina Isis. Against she defended it not too long. Persephone, I believe, she also defended it against. And I think of like maybe two more defenses. I think
Were they on smaller shows?
probably.
Okay, yeah, because I only see she beat Willow, then she defended against Reina Isis, defended against Perse.
Mm.
But I mean, that's fairly normal. But yeah, it just feels like there's not that many opportunities, or even when there is, like, it feels like they don't get as big of a spotlight, the women in AAA. So
They never do. It's
I will say
it's
the criticism can
barren.
can be made towards Lucha Libre as a whole, like Mexican Lucha Libre as a whole. But I will say to that, CMLL does try, especially with the Women's Month and the all women's show
Mhm.
that they do in March. So I give them points for that. That's really nice. Gives them more opportunities there. Should be, more opportunities throughout the year as well, but we'll get there when we get there, I guess. Who else? AAA. Who do you guys think is going to, I guess, be the breakout person for AAA? Do you think it'll be, because they clearly want it to be Vikingo?
Mhm.
Do you think it'll only be Vikingo, or do you think somebody else will probably get over really easily with the WWE crowd?
40-year-old Mario Kido.
I'm gonna say this.
I think
Go ahead.
there's a difference between like getting over with the crowd, which I think like for like American audiences, it's pretty easy for luchadors to get over with crowds because it's stuff they don't see super often,
Yeah.
and that's
I guess you
just
could say La
exciting
Parca.
to see. Yeah, like yeah. Oh, I can't wait for all the La Parca think pieces about if he's related to original, and
La
then we get that
Parca.
whole breakdown shit again.
It's like, no, original La Parca is Adolfo Tapia. And then it's like, then when he left, then the Cari Zamomia became La Parca Junior. Then near the end of 2000, near 2010, there was a big apuestas match between Elia Park and La Parca Junior for the name that ended in a screwy. Okay, I'm not gonna.
That had an awesome ending, by the way.
It was. I love that match. One of my favorite matches ever.
But I think like Wagner 3G, I feel like we'll get over. Will they do anything with them without unmasking them? I don't know.
Oh. Maybe if Scott can get over with the Flames.
See,
Yeah,
people
like, I
see
feel
that.
like
That's awesome.
Aerostar will, but I feel like they'll transition to like a coach or something at some point soon.
Aerostar has the Flames too, so they'll probably see his first.
They should have hired Messias.
Maybe they might. Maybe they'll keep him around. He is the Latin American champion. They don't have a defense for him set up, right? He might keep it. He might be around for a little longer.
El crema de la crema. El papá de los pollitos.
This is a big.
He might actually face Wagner 3G.
Wagner 3G wins it. That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think that's what they're setting up.
Yeah. Points for that.
Should we talk about Worlds Collide and Triple Mania Regia lineups now, or?
Yeah, we can get into it. We were talking earlier. Soups aptly made the comment, "I'm taking one for the team here. I'll be watching Worlds Collide on Saturday through YouTube." My expectations right now, I think the multi-man matches will be pretty good. I think that.
Do you have the lineups?
It's only 5 cards. It's only 5 matches. I'll pull it up right now.
Worlds Collide, right?
Yeah. 5 match card.
I have the Triple Mania Regia matches saved.
So,
which I think they've only announced like 2.
Yeah, what has been announced for Worlds Collide? Most likely main eventing a singles match for the AAA Mega Campeonato between Vikingo and Chad Gable. Then we have a Fatal 4-Way for the NXT North American Championship. Ethan Page, Javon Evans, Laredo Kid, and Rey Fenix. A tag team match, Stephanie Baker and Lola Vice against Chick Tormenta and Dalis. And then the 2 matches I think will be the best. The first one is Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar, Angel and Berto against El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr., Pagano, and Psycho Clown. I think that match has a lot of potential. And then the second one, I think that's the match that I'm saying will probably be the best of the night. And then the second match is Dragon Lee, Cruz del Toro, and Lince Dorado against Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana. That match I think will be really fun.
Yeah, that's potential.
Just because my reasoning behind why I think both of these matches will be the best is just because 6-man matches, trios matches, that's bread and butter, like that's the stuff.
What'll be a good test here is if those multi-man matches are lucha tag rules.
Oh, that too. Actually, no, they won't be. It's AAA.
And I'm immediately like, oh, it's already not as good because you don't get the frantic action.
Yeah, it's AAA. AAA matches basically have no rules. It's everybody brings out a goddamn board.
That will be
a cookie sheet too.
Yeah.
I think that will be actually a good. I had not even considered that, how no matches have rules. I wonder if AAA matches will start having rules again.
That'd be a shame.
Foos, what was the women's tag match again?
Stephanie Baker and Lola Vice against Chick Tormenta and Dalis.
When you said Lola Vice, I thought that was the goddamn Rocky Romero and Trent Beretta tag team.
That'd be crazy. Oh my goodness.
Rapagi Vice?
RPG Vice, brother.
RPG Vice.
So
What time's that on at Foos?
What time is this?
Yeah.
I don't
Ask
know,
Gio.
actually.
it's just
It's earlier in the day, right? Oh,
Yeah, 'cause
God
Halloween, I think it's
almighty.
the same day, right?
3
I
p.m.
know, brother.
Eastern time?
Yeah.
No, Pacific. Wait,
Jeez.
Eastern?
No, 3 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, 12 p.m. Pacific.
What the fuck?
Okay, maybe I'll join you for it. I reserve the right to just leave and go play my Switch 2 at any point.
Look, quick aside. Speaking of Switch 2, tonight
Hey,
I'm
no,
trying to get one.
Can
I'm
you
getting
order me
mine
one
tonight,
too?
9 p.m. Pacific time, baby.
It's coming. Wait,
Hey, go
yours
ahead
is
and
arriving
order
at your
too.
house, or are you gonna go and get it?
I'm going to the mall to pick it up.
Oh
Hey,
man.
EB Games,
hey,
man.
go ahead and order too. I'll pay you whenever you pay me.
Oh my God! Look,
Hmm?
I'm prepared to stay up and look online. I'm not sure if I'm prepared to go out. I don't know if I want to go out tonight.
That's
There's
too much.
There's probably people camping outside already. You do know that, right? There's probably
yeah.
people just camping outside with their tents.
I don't want to
Listen.
derail us too much, but Foos last night told me about his crazy Walmart
Yeah.
click and collect scam.
Yeah, yeah.
This podcast will come out too late for people to capitalize.
Yeah.
So we'll leave it there.
Look, the plan is I can say it now because by the time this airs,
You should have it.
I will already have it, or the opportunity for me to have one will already be passed, and no one will be able to use this scam but me. But I had somebody tell me that if at midnight I go on the Walmart app and I go like I'm making a pickup order, like a pickup grocery order, because like you can pick electronics and just throw stuff throughout the store, and they'll like pick all of it and they'll set it aside for you when you go pick it up. Somebody said that if at midnight they'll unlock for pickup, so you can go in and put it in your cart and do it like a pickup order, and the next day when you wake up, they'll let you know like when it's ready, you can just go get it, and it's like
That's so sick.
yeah, but who knows if it's gonna work? It might be cooked, but I'm willing to go to great lengths to get the
Except go
Switch.
outside.
Yeah, but not that great a length.
Yeah, there's probably people dressed up as Mario outside of Walmart right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
man.
somebody with a Mario hat and a Vedno mask ready to kick my ass, dude.
Mario
Oh, man.
AK-47.
Oh man.
He's waiting for you, dog. He's waiting right outside. He's
But yeah.
waiting for you to give him a reason to kick your ass.
God, I hope I can get one. I just want to. I don't even really care that much for Mario Kart World, but I just want the Switch because I have a lot of Switch games I want to play, and
Big Deltarune fan.
I've never even played Undertale. I did have it on a wish list, but I've never played it.
Mm.
A good
The
game.
Foos gaming wish list.
The Foos gaming wish list. Rest in peace. Listen, I actually think I might
yeah,
own Undertale, but I've never
Oh,
downloaded
what were
it.
we talking? Yeah. Oh yeah.
We can go
where
back.
were we? Oh,
Yeah,
Back to Lucha Libre.
yeah, Flex trying to get us back.
yeah, Lucha Libre. Yeah, Lucha Libre. So there's only been what 2 matches announced for Triple Mania Regia. The first match that was announced, which I believe it's the Lucha Especial, so it's gonna be the 4th match on the card. It's Octagon Junior, Laredo Kid, and La Nueva La Parca versus Los Vipers, Abismo Negro, Taurus, and the show already happened, so everybody probably knows. Histeriosis, the new Viper. Don't ask me why there's a Vipers match that doesn't include Abismo or El Fiscal on the opposite side. Don't. And the other match that was announced, this one might actually be pretty fun. We have El Fiscal, Mr. Iguana, and Niño Hamburguesa versus the Tokyo Bad Boys.
That actually will probably be pretty good. Tokyo Bad Boys have always been they've been a pretty bright spot for AAA for a little bit. What do you think about that Regia show?
I mean, the 2 matches announced so far sound pretty decent. So I don't really. I mean, maybe I'm not my expectations aren't going to be set super high, especially considering the fact they might have fucking Vikingo defend against that one WWE character that I will not name. And Alberto's probably not gonna be on the show, so that's already 2 thumbs down for me already.
All right, man. All right, we gotta stop that. We gotta stop.
There's another match. I don't know if you mentioned it. The Nueva Generación Dinamita against Los Garza.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So let me talk. Let me shine. Give me time. All right. So you know how they announced it randomly on the last AAA show, right? The one that we saw live.
Yes.
So here's my thinking, right? Okay, Legado del Fantasma is Berto and Angel Garza are challenging for the championships. It's AAA. Remember, it's AAA. This isn't a company that has fair finishes. This is a company that's built on bullshit finishes like IWRG. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we see some sort of screwy finish at Triple Manía Regia between Los Garzas and La Nueva Generación Dinamita that ends up leading to a match, between all 3 members of El Legado del Fantasma versus, all 3 members of La Nueva Generación Dinamita.
Oh, man.
And they end up bringing back Cuatrero as like a hero trying to defend against, the guys from another company.
Fresh out the joint.
Oh man. God. I don't know. It's hard for me to reach that conclusion as well, but
you've laid out the groundwork I can believe, but I don't want to believe that'll ever happen.
I don't think
it's AAA, it's WWE.
You're right.
They live off having criminals on their roster and predators and horrible people and just being totally fine with it. I can absolutely see them doing this at Triple Manía Ciudad de Mexico.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're spitting.
I don't know. I still can't. It's gonna take a little more for me to jump on this one, but I just can't.
Who's gonna have to see Cuatrero running in for him to believe it?
Yes. Listen, it would make more sense to me if it was a collaborative show instead of just WWE owning the whole thing, because that would feel like something Conan would do, And Conan I guess he is technically still in charge. I haven't heard anything say he was out or anything, but I don't know. I feel like somebody is going to say no. I feel like that idea is not going to get through.
Yeah, it depends on how much autonomy they're given for their own shows. Because I can see a world where Floke is right, where WWE doesn't really care what they book on their own shows. Maybe this would be like the first and only fault they're given, to be like, oh, you brought in an awful human being, you're done.
I don't know, man. All I'm saying is that they're already making Stephanie Wagner work with AAA. That's all I'm saying. The same company that employs Cuatrero. So
Conan's gonna Conan too. So
yeah, I don't know. I can't lock in on that one yet. But it's something not keeping.
I'm not locking in on it. I'm just saying it is a very it's possible. It is very plausible that
the framework's there.
The frame is a long shot, but the framework.
It's not a long shot at all. It's not.
I don't know. I can't.
Who's gonna have to see, the ankle bracelet taken off Cuatrero for him to fully believe it? He's gonna have to see a whole vlog of Cuatrero showing up to Triple Manía Regia and just run in.
They're gonna have to work me crazy.
Gonna need to see his release papers.
He's gonna need to read all of them. He's gonna need to hear he's gonna have to hear the Dinamita theme first. The remix, of course, not the original.
I don't know. That's a hard sell, but
yeah,
it would be an incredibly hard. The thing too, it would be an incredibly hard sell to not get eaten up, because the way I see it too is
maybe for WWE, but but there's a good chunk of Mexican fans that still support Cuatrero and defend him.
That's not who they're appealing to anymore. That
is
Mexican Americans.
Triple Manía is happening in Mexico, not the USA.
They don't care, man. They want the Mexican Americans to go down there.
See, the reason why I don't think it'll happen is because they already took the belt off Alberto Patron, and if they were just like completely hands off about it, he would probably still be champ, because that's like a AAA like Conan
Alberto has to go to Elite.
booking. Yeah, But I don't know. It would be a really, really hard sell because as soon as it happened, like, I feel like
it's a hard sell, but Triple H is greenlighting it right now.
they're all that would be crazy. It's on his desk. He's like, oh, approved.
Criminal interrupting this match. Great idea.
Sounds like great here.
Yeah, you just say it's like a criminal version of Grande Americano.
Oh man,
in this business.
Look, I will say, I do think that at Worlds Collide, Vikingo will win. But then I think maybe at Triple Mania, if they bring Chad Gable back in, but with his little mask, then I can definitely see him winning there, because that's just a classic AAA thing as well. Like, that would be classic Conanism.
Oh yeah,
the heat would be, I don't know.
The heat would be off the charts. Horrible. Yeah. Absolutely horrible. I'd rather have Alberto as champion.
I do want to go back to something that Soup said earlier about who they're appealing to now. He's not just saying that to say that. It was written about. I don't remember if it was maybe Lucha Blog. Somebody pointed it out that,
I think it was Lucha Blog. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the executives at Philippe were talking about how they want to go after the Hispanic American market in the U.S. So when Soup says they're going after Mexican Americans, that's probably more. Very informed. Actually,
You want to know who is huge with them? You know who is huge with the Mexican American audience? Cibernetico.
I mean,
get his big ass back in AAA.
That's across the board. That's all demographics.
he hits 100 on every demo every time he appears on TV.
Get those cheeks on the Nielsen boxes.
Make those cheeks work the hard cam.
I saw Lucha Blog and I think Rob Viper as well talking about the appeal, what they're going for now, especially because I don't know if you guys saw in the last week, they signed on Savio Vega to be at Worlds Collide.
Yeah. Dude, was it the last time that he wrestled in Mexico? I think who pointed out? Was it
40
Rob, or was it
years ago?
40, 40 something years ago.
I think that was Cubs as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it was at UWA too. It was before AAA even existed.
It's like,
don't even go here.
Yes.
So I saw some dooming there that they're like, they're just they really are just aiming it at like Latinos in general.
Yeah.
Really.
They're going to put Bad Bunny on AAA, man.
Oh, man. And then I think they announced today, they got Lillian Garcia to announce, which Lucha Blog did point out, AAA doesn't really have a steady ring announcer anyway, so.
That's true.
They just use whoever.
They only have commentator. They only have one steady commentator too, I think.
Man, we're gonna lose our shitty white boy commentary team too.
Oh man.
We don't know about that. We actually don't know about that, but
they'll get Vic Joseph and
who the fuck is Vic Joseph?
He's the NXT commentator.
Oh, I hope they keep the Mas Lucha guy around. I hope the Mas Lucha guy just keeps bringing his team to every show
until they get thrown out.
They're gonna bring Pat McAfee. Oh God!
Oh my God! All right, man. That's
oh man!
I will pay Hugo to jump Pat McAfee.
Hit it with a cookie sheet.
Bring Invader 2 in for Pat McAfee.
Oh man!
That's for the real ball knowers out there.
He would be awful on Three Black commentary because he just wouldn't know what was happening, and I feel like he just make. I mean, he already does that on normal broadcasts. I'm sure he just kind of makes jokes the entire time, but not a great. Every time I've heard Pat McAfee has been against my will, and I've never had a good time listening to him. So
I'll even admit there was a period of time where I was like, yeah, it's kind of goofy, it's kind of funny, but it's enjoyable. And then it hit like the hardest wall of being the most obnoxious shit ever.
He's awful.
Yeah, terrible.
I just can't enjoy him at all. I don't know who they would bring though in English. Like I don't know who the English commentary team would be for something like that.
They'd probably just get their
please,
yeah, actually, I don't know.
Get Larry Dallas, please.
Liquored up Larry Dallas or sick Larry Dallas, whatever he said he was.
That was crazy. That was one of the funniest,
the greatest commentary ever.
We were like, "Is he drunk?"
He was going nuts.
He was just sick, I guess.
Yeah,
he said he was just sick. So, let's see what else we got. What else we got on this agenda here about AAA? I'm trying to think if there's any points that we're missing on. We've already talked about who I guess they've said they wanted to appeal to. We've talked about what we know about the deal, 5149, some of the people who are coming on, the contract status, or the majority of AAA people are, were not on contracts. And now, here's a fun one. We already said CMLL would be fine, and that's definitely true because I mean they're so entrenched, and AAA and CMLL have I feel like completely different business models anyway. So, but there will probably like in the next year there probably will be some jumps out of people leaving CMLL to join this new WWE AAA.
Hey man, I heard the grass is greener over there, man.
Yeah, so anyone you think that
Templario.
Oh.
He didn't finish talking.
He had it loaded. He had locked and loaded.
Jesus, yeah.
Templario. I feel like he's around the right age, and we don't need Templario anyways.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys like, especially with how that Stephanie Vaquer stuff happened, with how quickly it all happened.
She just dropped that shit. She was like, "Fuck the indie days.
I'm gone.
I'm out."
I can see like anyone like under 30 making that jump.
Yeah.
Like Mascara Dorada.
Even Templario.
I can
like
see like, yeah, for sure. Like, I don't know, Neon. Like you offer anyone
leaving is like Titan. I don't see Titan leaving.
Oh yeah, Titan's like, can you give me a trip to Japan twice a year? And they say no.
Yeah, he's like, can you please let me get in contact with Gato, please? And then Gato's like, fuck off.
Can I get 10 points in Best of the Super Juniors?
Like, no? Fuck off, you can get 8.
You can go to Noah. All right, I'm good. Never mind.
Hey.
But yeah, I can definitely see like maybe Dorada, but I think like Dorada still has a little too much to do. Like for example, he's mentioned that he wanted to do a retirement. He wanted to do a retirement tour with his dad whenever his dad decides to retire.
Yeah,
he wanted to do more stuff in Japan, so that's why I can't really see him jumping just yet if he does ever jump.
I think this is kind of a blessing in disguise for CML to a certain extent. Depends on who jumps. Like if Mystico jumps over somehow, like. That's really bad for the promotion, but I think this is where you get to see who's really devoted to CMLL, and then after this kind of dust settles, you get to see who you push to be that next big star, that next ace.
Hey, please jump.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Contract is calling your name.
Can I let me address the Esfinge? He's not good enough. Like
hey.
An American crowd.
You're acting like there's some American wrestlers that aren't that great.
No, but he can't speak. He's like he can't cut a promo.
He's reverse psychology. He's hitting reverse psychology.
I'm not reverse. I am still an Esfinge shooter.
They can make a. Fools, how does his theme start?
Yeah, please sing.
God, what does he say? He says, "Me convertí en Esfinge para un
that could be his catchphrase. That could be his catchphrase.
Like, you think people are gonna pop for Nudo Egipcio? Like, no.
I don't pop for it either.
See, yeah, me and Foos would pop for it because we know ball. WWE fans don't know ball. He's not gonna get over.
You're dorks. That's what.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing as well. He doesn't have to be on WWE television. They can just bring him. Yeah, they can just bring him over to AAA.
Oh man, they got my guy hitting people with cookie sheets. Oh my god!
they got your guy facing La Nueva Generación Dinamita.
I gotta be in tears. Let him just be mid. Keep him in the mid card in CML. Let me have that. That's all I want.
What are you talking about? The dude got placed in the fucking Friday main event this week.
I was gonna say he's on upper high cards now.
I just want him to be in the mid card.
Yeah, that's where he should be. Star Black should have been the main eventer.
His wings are melting right now. Okay,
he's flying too high up the card. God, I don't know. Something you said earlier. Loyalty. I don't know. I don't expect anyone to have loyalty to. There's a few people I think who would be like,
sure.
who would be like, yeah, I'm loyal. But a majority of guys, especially like down the card, who maybe have been on like openers or like 2 and 3s.
Who's not gonna like this news?
Like, what news? What are you talking about?
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. MJF versus Mystico.
Shut the hell up! No, it's not.
Joking.
No, it isn't. No,
check the show.
Not.
Check Twitter, dog. I'm not joking.
No. Hold on. I have the show unmuted. So
please.
They were just yapping about. Oh my god.
Dude, I'm seeing Mystico versus MJF all on my fucking timeline right now.
Please, no.
Yep.
Is this true?
Wait, is this going to be in Arena Mexico?
No, it's going to be next week.
Fuck.
Hey man, that's all you guys. I'm watching Naucalpan.
Are you? Okay.
No, it seems like the Mystico MJF stuff is going to be at Grand Slam.
Oh, that's even worse.
Oh man,
hey,
oh no.
Let me break a hot take here.
Actually, if they let Mystico win, I'll be happy. If they let him win, yeah.
I don't mind it. I don't hate it. You know, he's not losing in Arena Mexico.
Oh man.
He's going to work the arm a bit. Mystico's going to sell it. You know, Mystico, it's over.
Why instead of that match, why couldn't we get like Bobby Lashley versus Krixus? That would have been a fucking insane match. Think about it.
Book better matches, I think.
What do you mean? You're saying book better matches and you're saying MJF? That's fucking insane.
You could book better matches than that, but you know.
Krixus versus Bobby? Dude, those are two big boys just slapping each other.
Oh man.
I like Bobby Lashley.
That put a damper on my on my excitement for that show. Oh no.
Like imagine Krixus going for his diving lariat that he does from the ramp, and then Bobby catches it with a spear. It's fucking awesome.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, what were we talking about? CML?
I don't know. Things are not good right now.
Loyalty. Yeah, no, he's cooked now.
Oh, the loyalty.
Oh yeah. There's a few guys like I think would like who are higher up the card, but like guys who are like on openers or like second match, third match, and they've just been there forever and they are still kind of young, but they don't really see any way up. I can definitely see them moving up, especially if they're given more money and like they're promised to be paid more and also promised to be featured more.
54-year-old Retro is jumping.
Maybe like I don't know, maybe like Coyote. How old is he?
No, don't waste that on Coyote.
Maybe like Coyote, maybe like Capitan Suicida.
I was gonna punch you for that one.
As long as they don't take Hombre Bala Jr.
Hombre Bala Jr.
I think he's too old.
I'd be devastated.
Yeah, he is kind of up there.
He's too old. Yeah.
They
should say like Espanto Jr. I think
they will not get. Well, maybe Brillante Jr. Brillante Jr.
I'm fine if they take Espanto and Brillante. They're already part of Andrade's family. I mean,
Dark Magic.
Hey man, take them.
Dark Magic. Look. Oh my God.
Let's talk about Dark Magic for a
Second. Dark Magic.
I didn't even want to joke about this because it seemed very serious, and then it just went away.
Dark Magic.
He's already booked on Saturday.
That's awesome.
Look, I don't know what was going on with Dark Magic, but this past weekend, for everyone who's not aware, Dark Magic on Instagram posted this post that was like, "If anything happens to me."
I thought it was Facebook.
It was somewhere. Maybe it was Facebook, maybe it was Instagram. I saw it on Instagram. Maybe somebody reposted it. But he posted this thing that was just this text that said, "If something happens to me, CML didn't help me," or something like that. And then like 2 days later, I think it was either deleted and like he just got booked again like normal. And it's like,
That's real politicking right there.
yeah, what was happening to you, dog? Like,
I think it was Yufus that said like
He got into an argument with
magic
Flip Gordon.
subplot. Like,
yeah,
Oh yeah.
the scary ass subplot he was going through while
What if-
everybody else.
What if he got into an argument about Flip Gordon and he was trying to convince Flip that the world is actually flat again, and then they got into a fight, and then he was like, Flip Gordon might kill my ass, and then that's why he was like, if something happens to me, CML did not help me.
oh,
maybe
man.
maybe he was smoking some shit and it was laced, man, and he got scared.
Oh man, he was seeing Hat Man.
Oh man.
Rossio Gal was sitting next to Dark Magic.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe he ate something and he was just like, "Oh, I feel so sick."
Oh man,
CML take me to the
Diamond
hospital for some reason.
Leono tried to drug
Got a
Leono
tummy
tried to,
ache.
Leono tried to drug him or something.
Who knows
He was
what
like-
could have happened? But
Yeah, second match spot is mine now.
I'm glad he's okay. Seemingly,
he fell for an internet scam or something. Maybe
they hacked his Facebook.
somebody hacked him. Yeah. Maybe after he realized he was okay, he was like, "Sorry guys, somebody hacked me." I don't know. Who knows what could have happened to Dark Magic, but he's fine now, so I guess we can make jokes about it. But scary situation for like a day.
He was seeing visions of Stephanie Bakir's favorite wrestler.
Oh man,
oh man,
he was campaigning for one of the judicial elections, and he
Oh,
he didn't.
yeah, yeah, that could have also happened.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, loyalty.
Yeah. Go back.
Loyalty.
Because I mean, honestly, like if we were in that position, like if we were in a position where we thought maybe we would earn more and our career would advance, I can definitely see being like, yeah, I'm jumping. As long as they do it, like they finish out. Honestly, I don't think that CML itself will have any issues if they go out the right way. Like just tell them.
This is a AAA situation where like there's someone sneaking behind the scenes and they're planning on saying like fucking good chunk of a good chunk of wrestlers.
Yeah.
These is guys that are trying to appeal to an Latin, mainly Hispanic American crowd, and really like some wrestlers probably would take the money, but yet again, it's really going to show who's loyal and who's not loyal, and it'll probably be like, okay, well, if someone leaves, CML has a bunch of, they have a bunch of scouts or a bunch of people looking throughout the schools in Mexico, and they're probably not afraid to be like, hey, you wanna do a tryout to CML or whatever, I'm sure they're not afraid like at all.
You want to be in the next torneo de escuelas?
Exactly.
You could be the next Neon, right? You could be the next Shelhua.
You could be the next Don Ali.
Oh man.
oh man.
Oh,
God.
maybe they'll get Don Ali.
Bro, they're not getting his ass. He has a championship from the Crash, bro.
It's the highest honor.
They're gonna do a Crash walkout. Like half the talent's gonna go out to go to AAA.
Oh hell yeah, Fresero and WWE.
Crash Exodus.
Crash.
Yeah, Crash
They
Exodus.
don't even have anyone. They don't even have anyone signed.
Riot,
Bro, we're gonna see.
Lucha
We're
Exodus.
gonna see Fresero, Demonio Infernal, Pierrot. We're gonna see Pierrot Jr. walk out of the Crash and be like, you know what? I want to be in the WWE now, or I want to be in AAA. Oh
That'd be
wait,
crazy.
that is a good question. Pierrot is a part of El Ojo.
Oh wow, yeah. That's
Uh,
another tangent that we have not even touched on is like a lot of the storylines are especially for, I guess we can talk about Alberto right now. Let me just preface this.
Hold on. Sing his theme.
No, I don't know his theme.
Hold on. I got you.
I don't like this arc that Floke's going through right now.
This is going to his Alberto.
I'm calling it a wellness check on him.
Hold on. No.
Somebody
I said if
call his
one
cousin, make
message
sure he's
got
all
through-
right.
I said, someone said that if I said that if one message gets 10 reactions, who says to sing the Alberto theme?
Oh, wait a minute. Let me learn it first. I'll sing it on the next episode.
No. Just listen to it right now. We got time.
We don't got the time. Anyway, moving on.
I posted it in the chat.
So, one thing that I want to preface before we jump into this conversation, because I have seen a lot of people twisting a lot of words and saying things. It's like that thing where someone says, I like pancakes. Oh, you hate waffles. So let me be very clear about this. Me personally,
I'm a French toast guy myself.
Me personally, I did not enjoy El Ojo. I did not enjoy Alberto Patron's title reign. I did not enjoy his Mega Campeonato reign. I thought so many of his matches were just plug and play and not really very interesting. They all followed the same formula, and
the first Vikingo defense was incredible. You can't lie. A
lot of it was heat for heat, right? I won't concede that point, but that being said, they pivoted with the story that they were telling with Alberto Patron, right? I know a lot of people like to say, let it play out. This story did not play out all the way. And a lot of people had a problem with it because a lot of fans who are, fans of Alberto Patron took to, IG and Facebook, to voice their displeasure with this booking change, because over the last 10 months, Alberto has been booked as the
beast.
Yeah, he's been humiliating all the técnicos with El Ojo and making sure that none of them are able to beat him through, just straight beating them or, antics. And throughout this entire time, Latin, the honorable Latin lover.
Dude, that's a goat.
Our beloved.
The beloved Latin lover.
Hey, make him a part of the thumbnail. Put Latin on the thumbnail.
I'll see if I can do that. But the top, he's like the technical authority figure here, compared to Conan and Dorian and Alberto all working together against Latin. And this was all going to culminate basically with Latin either
shaving
wrestling, either actually wrestling at Triple Mania, the big Triple Mania this year, or choosing somebody in his place.
Yeah,
right?
I think the original plan was, or the match that's still announced. Supposedly, we don't know if they're going to cancel it or not. That it was going to be Latin versus Dorian Apuestas, and then we're going to have 2 or 3 representatives for them, and then we're going to have a match. Whichever team won, either Latin was going to get shaved or Dorian was going to get shaved.
Yeah.
And
and the big prize here was also the Mega Campeonato, has been being held hostage. But obviously, WWE bought them out, and they pivoted away from this. I don't want to say completely, but they definitely pivoted away in who is holding the belt in this storyline, because Vikingo got it, and they spoiled their own. I think that was probably their biggest mistake. They just spoiled their own defense. Yeah, and then everybody else, all of these fans now are on the comments. They were in the comments that night saying, "Oh, Alberto was robbed." And, oh, he should still be champ. Oh, they just gifted it to Vikingo. Vikingo's not a real champ. He was gifted it by, I saw one that said, Mexico lost, but Triple H won. And I was like, yo. And, I do want to say, I was already saying, I did not like Alberto as champ. I did not want him as champ. But I do wish that after those, 9-10 months long of him just torturing all of the técnicos, that someone would have been able to get more of a comeuppance on him than, that quick pivot title change,
That
I can definitely understand being upset about. You build up this story all the way, and before you reach the conclusion, you kind of switch. You never feel the catharsis of seeing him lose, actually, get his just desserts. It just kind of felt like, oh well,
damn,
yeah. I don't know. And people were pointing out, oh, but some people were cheering, but if you listen to the crowds before, it just could have been way more effective than it was. which, whatever, I guess. No use, I guess, crying over spilled milk on that, but just giving the perspective of, if you're wondering what the fan reaction was beyond just on Twitter, if you only follow on Twitter, like if you follow on IG or Facebook, it's a very mixed reaction to Vikingo being the champ now, basically.
It very much is. We should have, I would have preferred that we just had Tejano Jr. returning and we just had the Consejo storyline the second time.
I wanted Hector Ragnar Jr. to somehow win it, but not looking like it right now.
They knew he was gonna leave, and then they still, and he's now a part of AAA/WWE now. So it's funny because they were only planning on giving him the Latin American Championship, and now they're still gonna give it to him. But he's still technically under WWE.
He could definitely be the guy, though. I think Hector Ragnar Jr. could definitely be the guy if they're paying attention, But we'll see.
Soup thinks Niña Hamburguesa can be the guy.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
They're running the LFI versus Jet Speed and Commander match right now. I'm seeing it on the second screen, and they're going kind of crazy right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I saw Drilistico hit a crucifix bomb.
Yeah,
I know Flo's going nuts.
That's his favorite move.
I'm not watching.
And he hit a destroyer too.
Yeah, he did hit a destroyer.
How did Drilistico has the most Naucalpan ass moveset ever? And he doesn't even work in Naucalpan.
Yeah, he's got me feeling a little different in a trios match. I won't lie.
It's just enough. It's just enough Dralistico. Like his shine.
And no Dralistico should be no Dralistico. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh wow. Well, actually, now I'm thinking about it, they hadn't worked there in a while, but now they're definitely not going back to AAA unless they sign with WWE. Dralistico and Rush.
Ooh, Rush. Oh yeah. Hey, maybe he can finally get La Bestia del Ring a job in AEW.
Handing his resume to Tony Khan right now.
Man, you know what's the worst part about WWE about WWE buying AAA? It's so unlikely that we get Fresero back in AAA now. Like I was just waiting for El Negocio Traumado to jump to AAA, man.
God.
Like the match was supposed to be El Ojo versus El Negocio. That would have been the main blockbuster match of AAA in 2025, but they had to ruin it.
Look, maybe that's why they pivoted. Maybe they didn't do it because they're like, we're about to get bought out and they can't afford you, Fresero.
They can't afford Fresero.
You're charging too much.
You charge too much.
Man, we'd love to have you on board, but you're a little too expensive, Fresero.
It's a bit much.
Yeah, CML exists.
Oh yeah. We have like I think less than 20 minutes in this recording before it starts making me split it up. So what can we hit highlights of everything else? Highlights in 20 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. This is perfect because over the last pretty much since the AAA buyout, I've been kind of burnt out on wrestling. I've been keeping up here and there with like Friday shows and Tuesday shows. So I'll probably put some sort of like Google form in the Discord or something for people's lucha match recs to get me caught up over the last few months. But definitely interested what you two want, like what you two would suggest. But I've been locked in on Sky Team matches. That's been keeping me alive.
It's good stuff. Sky Team matches is good stuff.
Oh, it's the best. Yeah.
There's a few things. I'll definitely add some stuff to it because I've been missing a few Tuesday shows, just because Tuesdays I'm not watching, but
it could be worse, man. I sometimes I fall asleep during the Tuesday shows. I can't lie.
And before recordings.
Yeah, what do you mean? That was all foos. That was
Wait a
all
minute.
foos.
Look, we had to. The reason we haven't recorded is because Floke had a curse placed upon him by a wizard, where every time we tried to record, he would be.
The curse has been broken.
Yeah, we were able to break the curse by gifting him an amulet.
Put a curse on me.
The pig's curse.
I'm not joking. I legitimately fell asleep during a fucking pigs watching a pigs match.
Oh,
I can't blame you for that, honestly.
I think it was the pigs. It might have been the pigs versus La Secta. I'm pretty sure it was. So shout out Pucci.
Cursed match.
Big La Secta.
Yeah, shout out Pucci, yeah.
Big La Secta fan.
Pucci, biggest La Secta fan I know.
Yeah, big fan of Dark Cuervo, Dark Oz.
yeah. One thing I do want to mention though is Sandokan Jr. Honestly, I guess we talked about him in Now Those Leyendas, but he's been on fire. Yeah, he's been on fire.
Yeah.
Especially with last week. Like,
dude, he made that dork look like a geek.
Hey.
I mean, he made Dorada look like a geek.
Look, no offense to Star Jr. and no
full offense.
No offense to Angel Oro.
Full offense.
That Copa Junior VIP last year was nothing compared to this one.
Hey, wait, hold on. That was not on them. That was because of fucking Lucha Brother and Phoenix.
Oh, wait.
Was it?
No.
Something was fucked up.
That was Leyenda de Plata.
It was the Leyenda de Plata. Leyenda de Plata was the one that sucked.
Yeah. No, I mean Copa Junior
was fine.
It was fine, but it was nothing compared to this year's. Like Sandokan and Máscara Dorada.
Star Junior, man. Because it was Star Junior before they told him, "Hey, we need you to get motivated for a big apuestas shoot." It was before that. That's why.
Oh man, but I mean, this year was so good. That match was so good. Like, I watched I missed the qualifier live 2 weeks ago, and I went back and watched that, and I thought it was pretty good. I think Dave Meltzer gave it like 4.5. I was like, wow,
5-star match.
Yeah, I was like,
while you were reading the Observer, while you were reading the newsletter.
How much is the Observer food?
It's like $20 maybe. Like dead ass. I'm pretty sure it's more than 10. And I have kept meaning to cancel my subscription, but I keep missing it. So I'm like, I guess I'll just read it this month, and then
You can't stop listening to Vinny and Brian radio.
I don't even listen to the radio stuff. I just look at it on Fridays, like Friday mornings. I'll open it up.
Oh. He's looking for the Marigold ratings.
Oh man.
He talks about the Observer talks about some, I don't know, like some tangents. Like sometimes I'll be like, what are you talking about, Dave? Like, what are you talking about right now?
Kind of beast though. Like, imagine just ranting once a week and people give you like $15 a month.
Yeah,
that's sick. That's
make pretty good living,
man.
We should start doing that.
Yeah. We're putting this behind a paywall.
Yeah, we're putting this
behind a Patreon. $15. $15 to listen to half the episode. $30 if you want to listen to the entire episode.
I was gonna say, like, a lot of it is dedicated to like readings and like Netflix talk, and I'm like, I do not care about this. Like,
Netflix talk.
Oh, when I tell you, like, I will literally scroll through just to go to the CMLL part, just to read the AAA part. And it's like a paragraph. Like, no, dead ass. Last week, the AAA section was like one sentence. I was like, oh, okay. It's better as a historical, like, go back and read. But I haven't worked on a video where I had to go back and read something from them in a while. So I really might unsubscribe and then just resubscribe later.
Because they just talk about like the Netflix ratings, like where WWE is in like the top 10 or whatever. Yeah. Like, it's behind Stranger Things season 3 or whatever. I don't even know.
Playoff game right stuff like that.
Yeah. Big Mouth.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of it is that. Sometimes in like the last little section, he'll just say some random like interesting things. Just like, I guess, anecdotes that he remembers and stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Those last few little things, it's just him saying, check out that new Landlubber podcast with Rey Mysterio.
That's when Dave's at his best, is when he's just recollecting shit in his old ass brain. He's like, I remember 1984 Bruiser Brody, and you're like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Like, I'll post, like, I think I posted a picture or a video of Silver King one time, or Los Cowboys one time, and Dave quote tweeted me, and he was like, I was speaking with Doug Furness and whoever Can-Am Express was, and he was like, and they were telling me that Los Cowboys were the greatest tag team they ever faced. I was like, damn.
Wow, that's cool. Didn't he cook you the other week?
Yeah, he cooked me
He cooked him
crazy
like
style.
crazy.
Fried me deep, coated me in fucking flour and fried me, bro.
Yeah, he threw you on the ground in his dirty ass room.
I posted a
Ew.
video of the first 3 Eddie Guerrero matches in WCW that were labeled as WCW, and like by recording. And Dave quote retweeted, and he was like, "Actually, his first WCW match was against Terry Funk." And I went back, and it was like a NWA branded match, but I guess it was WCW as well.
Stupid ass cage match.
Getting well actually by Dave Meltzer, man. I'd be driving my ass to San Jose to beat him up.
Have you seen his arms? He would.
Yeah, you got to stick and move for sure. It wouldn't be easy, but
look, Dave is the type of guy. I'm gonna say it like this, right? Dave is the type of guy where I think that the way his brain works, from watching not just so much wrestling, but like a lot of MMA too, he's probably picked up a lot just from watching. And he's probably trained some. Yeah. Just visual.
See with a dragon screw and then a crucifix bomb.
He's like
fight Alberto Patron.
His brain is like the one from like Limitless, where he can just look at something and be able to do it.
He's a Limitless pill.
Yeah.
Dog.
Okay.
What else we
Enough
got?
Meltzer talk. We got the 2 CML cards. Let's start from top to bottom. CML Tuesday show, June 17th, 2025. We have AEW versus Ring of Honor and AEW Ring of Honor versus CMLL. We have first match on the card, Red Velvet versus Persephone. Second match, we have Ángel de Oro and Niebla Roja, Los Hermanos Chavez, defending against Action Andretti and Leo Rush. Third match, we have Neon versus Hologram. That one should be fun. Fourth match, Atlantis Jr. versus Josh Alexander.
You know what? I think that might be all right.
Fifth match, we have Averno, Hechicero, and Último Guerrero versus Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, and Rocky Romero.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be only one fall, so it's going to be a little disappointing. But and then the main event is Máscara Dorada versus El Bandito for the ROH World title.
Solid.
Okay.
Yeah, solid show for the most part. What sucks is that for some reason they now have a rule that every match with like a foreigner or someone from like a different promotion, the matches only go one fall now instead of 2 out of 3.
We blame Deonna Purrazzo for this, right?
Yeah, I think it was even before her. And then we obviously have Fantastica Mania in Mexico. First match on the card, we have Red Velvet again versus Kira. Second match, La Jarochita versus Thunder Rosa. I'm so glad it's not Lluvia. Match 3, we have Fuiz's favorite tag team, Los Depredadores, and Difunto and Sandokan versus Action Andretti, Leo Rush, that bald guy from Red Pro, and Rocky Romero.
Robbie X?
Yeah, that guy.
After
that, we have Último Guerrero versus Yota Tsuji. Then after that, we have LIJ, or what used to be LIJ, because, you know, New Japan. We have Hiromu Takahashi, Shingo Takagi, and Titan versus the United Empire, Francesco Akira Templario, and Tyler Jacob Perkins.
That's not a real name.
Tyler James is it Jacob or James?
I have no idea. I ain't
Justin.
You could say any combination of 3 names.
Tyler, Jacob, Jimmy, John, Justin,
TJP.
Yeah, just TJP. After that, we have.
That's what you were saying.
After that, we have. After that, we have Volador Jr. with the beard, with the fucked up beard versus Ricochet.
Why is his beard fucked up? Wait a minute, I thought his beard looked pretty good.
I mean, it's fine. I just think he should sometimes he shaves part of it and he doesn't shave all of it off, so it looks a little fucked.
He's
Then the main
experimenting.
event, we have the Sky Team, Máscara Dorada, Neon, and Místico versus Bandito, Hologram, and Commander for the CML World
Yeah.
Trios titles.
Yeah.
And the Grand Slam card hasn't come out yet, so we don't know. It'll probably be announced like one day before the fucking show happens.
Y'all are sure it was Mystico versus MJF?
That's what it's pointing to. It's not official, but all
It's like
signs are pointing to it.
it's like the Cuatrero return.
No, this is way more likely than that.
No, literally, it says that MJF says he's going to be watching Mystico's match next week, and if he does well, he's going to
Hey
face him in
man, you
Grand
never know.
Slam.
Cuatrero could be watching AAA TV every week.
Yeah, from his prison cell, hopefully.
No, he's under house arrest, I think. And then this Friday, which the episode might come out before this Friday. Let's hope to God it does. Because I don't want this to be outdated. The opener, we have Blue Shark versus Troglodita. You know,
Yeah, Troglodita.
shout out Troglodita. Then we have Stigma, Shergo, and Arcalis versus Okumura, Yutani, and Infarto. I'm not gonna lie, that match kind of moved me. Like, I like a good chunk of the guys in the match.
Agreed.
Then we have a match for the CML World Women's Tag Team Championships. Las Chicas Indomables, Lluvia and Jarochita versus Las Infernales, Seuxis and Dark Silueta. Then we have a fourth match. So this one's kind of random. We have Titan, Magnus and Rugido versus Temprario, Baroro, Cavernario, and Valiente. I feel like it would have, like, it just feels so weird saying two técnicos, you know, having Rudo, whatever. Then semi-main event, we have Atlantis and Blue Panther versus Último Guerrero and El Hermanito Chulo, Gran Guerrero, you know, oiled up.
Yeah.
Then the main event, very random main event for Friday. Like, this just feels like they just like fucking like spun a wheel and they were like, all right, yeah, this works. Místico, Atlantis Jr. and Exfinge versus Volador Jr., Hechicero, and Ángel de Oro. Like, you can't tell me that doesn't just sound like they fucking spun a
they
wheel of the
threw,
main event talents. And they're like,
throwing
yes,
darts at a wall or
yeah.
some shit. Yeah.
They're like, okay, Rudo tag team, Hechicero, Volador, Ángel de Oro. Yeah, that works. All right, now the
Yeah.
technicals. And just pick three random guys. And then in other news, they also announced a rematch between Paul London and Neon. I can't remember the exact date of the show, but that's happening again in an
It's at that New
MLW show.
York MLW show or something.
Yeah. I think Foos said he was gonna fly out.
Hey,
Their
wait a minute.
Relampago was like legit sick.
That was really good.
I like
Did
that.
we-
Just old fat Paul London.
We even mentioned the MLW show at all? Did y'all watch the MLW show? I did.
Yeah, I watched it with you, dog.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Flo, did you watch it?
I think I can't remember. No, I think I was out. Yeah, I was out.
That's good. I remember some people saying they weren't interested in watching it, and I was like, it'll probably be at least good.
It was good.
It was better than
I was
expected,
out.
honestly.
Yeah, I was out, so I didn't watch it. And then you know, we're almost out to the end here, so you know what? Why not talk about the best promotion in Mexico, or you know, number 2 promotion in Mexico now? Arena Naucalpan, IWRG. Oh my god, I know everybody's been waiting for the IWRG talk this episode. Trust
No
me, I have
memes,
been
though.
waiting too.
It's been really good lately, right?
It's been
Or are
fun.
you working me crazy?
There's been some good. There's been some good. There's been some good.
It's all a good bit just to give us to watch it.
It's not. There's been some good. If you watch the Cerebro Negro versus Bombero Infernal rivalry, like that's generally some awesome work. That's honestly why Cerebro Negro is like top. He's like tied with Sandokan right now as my luchador of the year. IWRG has been pretty decent. They've had some great matches recently. They had this past Sunday. They had a Villanos versus Mexa Boys match. Not Villano Tercero Jr. and Hijo del Villano. They had Villano Quinto Jr. and Rocambole Jr. versus Spiderfly and Noisy Boy. Really, really cool match. They also had the Rey del Ring match. That one wasn't that good, but it's a fun, stupid battle royal that if you watch with friends, you'll probably enjoy it. Then other matches they've had recently. Well, honestly, just go watch the second and the third Mexa Boys versus Villanos match. In the second Villanos versus Mexa Boys match, I think it was Villano Quinto, or was it? It was either Villano Quinto or Rocambole, but they did the Pirata Morgan spitting blood spot where they just bit into the opponent and they just spit the blood out into the air.
Sick. That's awesome.
But yeah, they were like just beating the shit out of them like crazy. Then IWRG also announced a show on when is this show? I think it's on the 13th of June. So I think next week they're having a show that has one really good looking match. The other ones are okay, I guess. They have La Mala Fama, Latigo and Toxin versus the Mexa Boys. I think that one might make tape and might be uploaded to YouTube. Don't quote me on that. And then their next big show, La Jaula de las Locas, is going to be on the 15th of June. And so yeah, that's pretty decent. Like I said, they're having an all like rookie show tomorrow. Tomorrow, or I don't know when this is coming up, but Thursday. And the main event is going to be like a torneo cibernetico sort of match where someone's either going to get shaved or lose their mask.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I guess that's it for IWRG. But and then I guess talking about for Lucha Indies, I believe we're a few weeks away for the Zona 23 9-year anniversary. I believe it is. So yeah, that should be fun. I believe they also have a show coming up soon on IWTV. Their most recent one, it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, but it should be coming up soon. Oh, and then obviously Lucha Memes. Lucha Memes is cooking some stuff right now. So their next show, the next Lucha Memes show, let me pull this up really quickly. The next Lucha Memes show has a really solid lineup. It has Dos Más Clásicos, Karma 1, Karma 2, and Magnético versus Celtic King, Cazador, and a surprise luchador. And then we have Los Enigma Brothers versus Eurus and Princeso. And then we have Cachorro de Guerra versus Chicanito. And we have this awesome match, Adam del Castillo versus Obed Jr. If you don't know about Obed Jr. or any of Los Porros, you should be checking them out because they're awesome. And the main event, we have my GOAT, Tonali, finally having another big singles match against Rey Espartano. And then they also announced probably the biggest Lucha Memes news as of recently. They're having another collaborative show with CML in Arena San Lopez Mateos. And it's going to be 4 matches that are more of a brawling style, and then 4 matches that are basically just like full-on Yaveo and technical wrestling. Like mad wrestling, Yaveo. And the wrestlers announced so far, there's only been 4, but the 4 that have been announced were Alexius from Torneo de Escuelas 2025, this one, the guy with the singlet, Coyote, Rugido, and Persephone. Those are the 4 talents from CML that have been announced so far. And that show, I believe, is happening. I don't think it has a set date just yet. Oh no, it does. 19th of July. July 19th is when you can expect that show to happen, and it might drop like the 26th, maybe 26th, 27th, somewhere around those dates for it to drop on IWTV. But yeah, that show should be pretty solid. I mean, who doesn't love just a bunch of Yaveo?
Hell yeah.
And I think Foos, are you taking a nap?
No, I'm here.
He's watching Mascara Dorada enter right now.
Oh, that match about to start?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to wrap this up. I might take a nap. Listen, I'm not the sleepy one here.
Oh man.
Hey man, you were silent for a while.
I was just listening. I've been talking a lot. My voice is actually like starting to crack.
Tuning into IWRG.
I need to be.
Yeah.
Send me
after this. Send us both some.
Get us caught up.
Shit to watch.
Get us caught up.
Shit! Yeah, I need to send you guys like the strippers matches.
Anyway,
they're good. Okay,
I'll take your word for it. I'm giving you my full trust right now. If you screw me over,
dude,
I'll be so
upset. Not, dude. You're gonna love Big Chico Che.
Okay.
That's a fucked up name too.
If we're wrapping, should we mention what we got coming down the pipeline? With some streams coming in the next few weeks. Probably not tomorrow, right?
What a shit.
Yeah, probably not tomorrow because I'm trying to get that Switch.
Yeah, I will be playing that Switch. But Floke had a great idea of
we did a poll.
Since AAA's in the mud, we're gonna relive some glory days. It looks like it's Dr. Wagner Jr.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll be covering his first Mega Campeon reign. And then I think we also mentioned as we get closer to Anniversario, maybe cover
We'll
some
watch.
feuds in depth and
Like Volador versus La Sombra.
yeah. So, and then we'll mix in the classics as well, like we'd been
Yeah.
doing on previous streams, but try some more focused ones, focusing on individuals. So I think that was Floke had a really good idea there. So we'll capitalize on that in the coming weeks here.
We got some Club Lucha gifts now too, so
We'll be
you might be
posting
able to
those.
find those when we post. Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
just add Joshi. Just mention Joshi Gio in Twitter on Twitter. Yeah.
Anyways, we appreciate everybody for listening. Mascara Dorada is about to be on right now, so we're trying to watch that. Me and Soups are for sure. I don't know if Floke's trying to watch it. He's gonna call
I
us
need to
Marks.
charge my phone.
He can call us Marks for it. But everybody listening again, thank you so much. If I'm leaving with anything, I'll leave you with this. Keep an open mind. Hope for the best. We talked a lot about doomerism today about AAA. It's all just based on historical experience for us, and what we've seen, and Mexican Lucha Libre has not been treated the best by WWE.
No.
In its entire history,
or the United States in general.
Yeah, so you have to at least,
yeah.
If you don't agree with us, that's fine. Honestly, kind of hope we're wrong. Kind of hope it's boosts AAA up, and everybody comes out ahead, and we enter another Lucha Golden Age.
About the Patrero rumor.
Yeah, that's what we hope. Obviously, we love Lucha Libre as a whole, and we want to see it,
flourish.
At its peak. Yeah, exactly. So, again, thank you all so much for listening, and we will catch you next week. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments down below as well. Anything that you want us to, talk about. Maybe we forgot something. Yeah. Oh, and the email, theclublucha@gmail.com. That is theclublucha@gmail.com. If you have anything you want us to find out, or, if it's possible for us, maybe we've heard about it and we can give an answer. But if not, we'll see you next time.
Later.